1008 TVU Sports, man. We are in the building, man. We are at Walk-Ons in Metairie, and we're about to give you a very special edition of the top 5 9 and 10-year-old division. And today I got a special guest, Coach Derek Henderson from Harrell, and we're gonna get through and walk through this top 5. And I'm gonna call the team out, and you just tell me how you feel about each team I call out.
Right.
And that's how we rock it. 1008 TVU Sports Top 5 coming at you. Now that we have ordered our appetizers for the day, let's talk about the state of the 9 and 10-year-old division. As you said, everybody already saying is already won by Harrell. Before we get into the top 5, what's your take on everybody saying is already won by your team?
Now, I don't think that's true. I think every game has to be played. And they got some good opponents out there, the Willie Halls, the McHugh, that I figure they're going to give me a real good game.
So when we come back, we're going to just get into the top 5. We're going to get it started. Let's roll. And the number 5 team is
the Pontchartrain Patriots.
Talk to me about how you see the Pontchartrain Patriots team.
Well, Chucky, talking about Lucky Chucky, Chucky going to have problems. Because one, I like his defense. His defense is real good. He runs a 4-3 defense, 4-3-4. It's a pretty good defense. But his offensive line is struggling, and that's a problem for me because I'm pretty strong up front. Thank you.
G-Block, the correct Saints.
What do you know about this group, led by Raekwon Williams and that group? What you know about Goretti?
Well, Raekwon, we played him in the Superdome. And Raekwon did pretty well in the Superdome. I think we put up 21 points on him, but I saw something there. I like that little cute reverse you're going to run, Skip. I know that reverse. I'm waiting on it. Skip, it's not business. It's personal this week, baby. I'm going to take you out.
So tell me about the team as you see them from an offensive or defensive standpoint.
They're quick. They have two little quick backs. Other than Raekwon, there are two others. The quarterback is nice.
Okay.
The quarterback is real nice. And they're going to be a problem. It won't be a blowout, but I think I'll walk away with a W. I do tell you that.
So you got yourself over Goretti.
Yes, sir.
At number 4.
Yes, sir.
Let's move on to the number 3 team, which is
McHugh Eagles.
Talk to me about the McHugh Eagles.
Defense. I'm real impressed with Jamal, what he's put together over there with that defense. The offense, I scrimmaged them over at Berman. It's still a suspect to me. It's still a suspect. And I think defense, that's what's going to carry that team this year. No discredit to Jonathan at all. But the defense going to carry that team.
So when you think about a team like McHugh, right? When you think about a team like McHugh and how they lost in the semifinals last year, you think that carry over into this year?
Oh yeah, they have a chip on their shoulder. Not with me, I think of Willie Hall. But thank God it's not me, but I think they have a chip on their shoulder with Willie Hall. And that would be solved in about 3 weeks.
In about 3 weeks.
3 weeks they play.
Let's just move on to the number 2 team, which is
Willie Hall Panthers.
this is the squad that you always say you have a high respect for. Talk to me about how do you see this Willie Hall Panthers team led by that kid Keith. The dreadlocks and everything. Fat, huh?
Yeah.
Dojo?
Yeah.
That little Willie Hall team. Talk to me about those guys.
Well, Willie Hall, Johnny does a good thing over there. And that's a pretty well put together team. He's balanced on offense and defense. He can run and he also can pass. And if those two teams, they've been having a grudge match since they were 7 years old.
Okay.
And you got to realize, it's really the tiebreaker this year between those two teams. They lost in the championship, but they also won in the regular season. So pretty much this is the tiebreaker for those two teams when we do play each other. And I think that's October 20th.
Before I move on to the number 1 team, I kind of want to talk about this Willie Hall and I guess the number 1 team with these 9-year-old teams, led by Gavin and Money Mitch.
Right.
How do y'all take y'all 9-year-old teams as compared to y'all 10-year-old teams? How do y'all make that whole thing work with the 2 teams?
Well, we try to create more balance, which is kind of hard. You can't never have equal. It'll never be equal because we have returned them from the other team. But between Gavin and Mitch, that is the future. Of next year, 2019, those two will be the future. And guess what? When the smoke clear, we'll see.
Let's just get into it. The number one team in the Power 5 top rankings is none other than
Harrell University.
The U, baby.
You already know that. Let's talk about the U. Let's talk about the Cam-led Rams of Harrell. Let's talk about my man Will. Let's talk about the player of the week for week 2, prime time. What up, Jewels? The
Yes,
Popeyes player of the week,
yes,
Jewels, tap.
Yes.
Let's talk about the Coach Derek Harrell Rams.
Well, first of all, I take my hat off. Glenn and I, we talk a lot. And Coach Rico. This is probably one of the best teams we've ever had. And we can fall back. They can do it by themselves. They're pretty good. They're like that. They're like, and when you said last week on the show they loaded, we loaded.
Y'all loaded.
We loaded. We loaded. This is probably one of the very few years that we have an extremely good defense and a well-coached offense. And these kids can ball.
What's the letdown? What would be the letdown for this team?
Themselves. And I tell them that all the time. Penalties, fumbles, missed tackles. The only one can beat them is themselves.
So, now let's talk about a real issue. Since we already cleared the top 5 up. At 5, we got the Pontchartrain Patriots. At 4, they have the Goretti Saints. At 3, the McHugh Eagles. At 2, the Willie Hall Panthers. And at 1, the Harrell Rams. But 1008 TVU Sports, the top 5, 9 and 10-year-old division with Coach Derek of the Harrell Rams. And that's how we coming. That's how we rocking. Holla back. Yeah.
1008 TV. Holla back.